It's going to be long.
It's going to be real.
Good evening.
It's just experience.
Wow. Have you seen how many people are in here tonight? Shit weather and everybody's here. Wow. Okay, listen, Intoxication. I was going to do something really kind of, intellectual and all that kind of shit, and then I was talking to a couple of people walking around here taking the hat around, and they gave me some different ideas. I was trying to get some of the young ladies here to put their names in the hats, and they all said the same thing. Oh, I don't remember anything that happened. And I said to them, but I bet you remember the next morning. They said, yeah, and they had this kind of look in their face which said, but I'm certainly not going to tell you about that. You know when you wake up in the morning and you turn over and you go, what the fuck is that? Have you ever had that situation where you're convinced you're going to have to shoot your own arm off just to get out of the bed? No? Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you a simple little story about a friend of mine. Of course. No, it's a friend of mine in England, and one night he was in a pub. And he was sitting down in the pub, and he'd been drinking quite a lot. And the landlord went over to him and he said, Paddy, it's time to go home, you're drunk. And Paddy put his hands on the table and he tried to stand up and fell on the floor. The landlord said, look, I told you you're drunk, get out. So he starts kind of dragging himself across the floor and he keeps trying to get up, keeps falling over. So the barman grabs hold of him, drags him out to the door, puts him out in front of the pub. Well, anyway, he grabs hold of the wall and he starts trying to stand up again. He gets himself upright, bang, falls on the floor. Well, a passerby, bit of a good Samaritan, says, okay, so can I help you? He says, yeah, I need to get home, says Paddy. He says, well, how do you get home? He says, well, I need to get to the bus stop. So this guy very kindly picks him up, carries him to the bus stop and stands him up against the bus stop. Well, Paddy grabs hold of the bus stop and he's kind of rocking from side to side and he lets go for a moment and bam, he falls on the floor. Anyway, the bus arrives. Bus driver looks out, says, you getting on the bus? And he says, I can't, I've had too much to drink. So the bus driver, I mean, there are good Samaritans everywhere. The bus driver picks him up, puts him in the bus, drives him to his stop, picks him up, puts him outside. Paddy grabs hold of the bus stop again, he's trying to stand up, bam, falls flat on the floor. Anyway, another passerby comes along and sees him there, and he says, what's going on? Can I help you? He says, yeah, I need to get to my house. Where is it? It's just along the road there, number 6. So the guy picks him up, carries him to his house, takes him to the front door and stands him against the front door. And Paddy goes, bam, on the floor. The guy says, all right, look, I'm just going to ring the doorbell and leave, okay? Paddy says, yeah, it's all right, my wife's in there, you can do that. So he rings the doorbell and he walks off. Anyway, a few seconds later, the door opens, there's Paddy's wife. She looks down at him and she says, you bastard, you've been drinking again. She says, no, I haven't. She says, you haven't. You are pissed. He says, how does she know that? She says, because you've forgotten your fucking wheelchair again. And that was the story of Paddy. Thank you.